Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in for another video. We're going to be talking about the Orochi X10 Medusa, and I'm going to give you guys my honest thoughts on this rod right here. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so in 2024, Megabass had announced that they are going to be releasing the new rod into the US market, and this is the Orochi X10 here. This is a rod that is not particularly new, but it is new to the United States market. For all of you guys know that the Orochi XXXs have been a big staple in the fishing lineup from Megabass, along with the Destroyers and the Levantes. But this year, they actually had decided to bring in the Orochi X10s from Japan. So this rod has been on the market for some time, just not available U.S. market, and Megabass was kind enough to make this into a U.S. release. So I'm really happy that they did, and we're going to talk about this rod in detail. But what makes this rod special is not just the design of everything and the fit and finish. We'll get to that in a second, but it's actually the blank. The really unique thing about this blank is that it features a organic fiber material. So it's a carbon rod, just like any other normal carbon rod, but it's got it wrapped with this organic material from this plant, kind of similar to like a wall of like a plant. Kind of unique. Reading into it, did some research before and while fishing this rod. And so it offers a carbon blank, but it is again wrapped in an organic fiber. So in essence, you can say that you're fishing with a rod that is made out of plants, in essence. And that's what makes it special. And what it does is it adds a level of sensitivity, and it adds a level of it being very, very light. So instead of having that epoxy coat throughout the entire rod, they just have the organic material that is on the rod now. And so this is the Orochi X10. All the Orochi X10s have this little copper coated color here. That's kind of to identify and separate itself from the Orochi XXXs. And the whole butt area, hand area is completely different. And the accents are completely different too as well. And if you guys haven't seen my unboxing video, make sure you guys go ahead and check out that video. But the fit and finish on the Megabass rods, specifically the X10, is just beautiful. It's phenomenal. From the cork, which Megabass normally doesn't have like amazing cork, but it's solid. From the cork on this is really good. The fit and finish of all of the little parts here, the thread, all the way down to the thread colors, the Megabass stamp there, even to the buttstock there, that they have the, look at that, it's pretty cool. Nice focus there by the camera. And of course all of the accents here too as well. So a really, really good job from Megabass and what they did with the whole rod. The guides are just your normal Fuji guides, nothing too spectacular there. Just a normal set of Fuji guides. But again, what separates this from the other rods is the blank itself. This is the Medusa. This is the 611 light powered rod, and it handles anything from 1/8 to a 1/2 ounce. And what I found and what I use it for is very unique. I think it fishes more of like a medium, kind of like a light, medium light, I guess, kind of a thing. Although it says light. I think it fishes more like a medium light, to be honest. And it's got a really nice tip to it. It's got a soft tip, but it shuts off around like the 6th or 7th guide, which is really nice. So you get a really strong backbone in it too as well, so it loads up very well. And what I like about the extra fast tip, but it's also got a nice tip to it, is that you can actually cast lighter lures really, really well with this rod. I have thrown pretty much almost everything that I would throw on a spinning setup. I've thrown drop shots, I've thrown mist trolling baits, I've thrown spy baits, and what I really like about it is I actually throw jerk baits on this rod, light jerk baits. If you guys have seen my North Dakota videos, I've caught actually some walleye off of this specific rod, and when we do our trips and this is
decent
my
one.
designated jerk bait rod, so I'll throw those little jerk baits on it, and I can get a nice cast, and I can also get the nice action that I need because it's got that really nice extra fast tip on it too as well. So but going back to the handle here, it's a very ergonomic handle. So what I like about it is it just kind of fits very well. You can kind of just grab it and palm it, and it's just the way that you fish. I like to kind of keep my ring finger and pinky kind of where that reel seat is, and then just kind of grab it there. So it just kind of falls naturally, and the rod balances really well. If you take a look at this, it is a really, really well balanced rod. This is a Tatula 2500 on it. Primarily the reel that I've been throwing on this setup is the Tatula, and look at just how balanced that rod is, that's really awesome to see in this rod itself. The big difference between this and the Orochi X double X's comes in a price point. Not only in the price point, because the Orochi double X's are $299 and these are $399, so you have to spend a whole extra $100 for this rod. But again, it's a different design, different look, different materials. But this rod is just so much lighter, and I get it, you pay a little bit more, but this rod is so much lighter, and I'm not comparing apples to apples because the lineups in the Orochi X10s are a lot different than the lineups in the double X's. So if you're like, oh, I want to get the, I don't know, the 110 or something like that in the Orochi X10, I don't think that they have that specific model. They have a bunch of other different models, and I'm pretty sure you could find one that might fit it. But the Orochi X, the double X's are made for the U.S. market, and the Orochi X10s are made for the Japanese market. So you're getting a lot of different models and different actions and different powers compared to what we're used to with the double X's. One of the cool things about this rod too is that it comes in like 14 different models. This is just one of the 14. I believe it comes in 4 spinning models and then like 10 casting models. And so, you get a lot of different applications covered, and I think that's probably the reason why I really like this series of rods. It is unfortunate that they are kind of discontinuing the Orochi X double X's. I don't think that they're going to replace the double X's with these entirely. I think they're going to create a new lineup of Orochis as well. But it is something to think about if you are interested in picking up this rod. That the Orochi double X's are discontinued for now until I think Megabass will make a revamped lineup because it's been several years. So I guess Megabass had given us this rod series in the meantime. If you guys are familiar with the Orochi double X's, those rods are fully epoxied, unlike the X10s. So you're adding a lot of weight to the Orochi double X's, and again, that's something that if you guys know me, you guys understand and know that I really dislike full epoxy rods, unless it really has like a purpose. I guess one rod that comes to mind that has a purpose is probably the Conquest, or any rod that kind of has like that X wrap on it. Those rods make a lot of sense because you kind of have to coat those in a way, or else you're really exposing the X wrap. But for a rod that's simple like this, and whatnot, I really like the fact that it is not fully epoxied. That's really nice about me because you're just getting rid of that excess weight that you really don't need, I feel like, in a rod. One thing that I don't like about this rod, and I'll give you guys my final kind of overview and thoughts about it in a couple minutes here. But one thing that I don't like about this rod is that it doesn't have a hook keeper. Gosh, JDM rods, that's the only thing I really hate about JDM rods. It's very common. They don't have hook keepers. They just don't come standard. I get it. I should already be used to it, but I don't like that they don't come with hook keepers. The idea behind it is that it reduces weight for them, and then at the same time everyone's going to say, oh, we'll just add a Fuji hook keeper, and of course I have one on because there's no other option. I can't. I don't want to. I'm not a fan of hooking to my guides. I think that's terrible. You're really working your guides when you have you're hooking through your guides, and then also there really isn't any other spot. I don't like putting on my reels. I don't like scratching my reels up. I guess you could put it on this little piece here, but again, you got to have a small hook in order to get it in there. Probably like a treble hook would work, but again, that's why you have to get the Fuji hook keeper. I'm used to it by now, but again, if they wanted to start adding these to their rods, that'd be awesome, but I don't really see that happening because it's never happened yet, at least in my honest opinion. Overall, what do I think about this rod? Because it is pretty expensive. For $399, you know, for an extra $100 you can get a destroyer, right? And for me, I like the destroyer rods. I just don't think they're to that value of $500 for that price point for the destroyers. I'd rather just get an NRX because you have the better warranty and whatnot. $399 is a steep price point for this rod too as well. But what I really found about this rod that I really like is the sensitivity, the action, and how light this rod is. And like I said, it loads very, very well, and you know, it's got a very specific. How do I say this? It fits very well in my arsenal because I don't have rods like this, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Again, you know, Megabass claims that it is a light power, but I think it's more like a light, medium light. And again, I don't have a rod like this in my arsenal where I can really fish a lot of finessier techniques, but also I could still fish normal spinning techniques as well. And this is where the rod shines. If you guys are looking for a rod where you can fish you know, finessier applications, but also still be able to fish normal spinning applications, this is the rod that you want to get. The Medusa is such a jack of all trades rod, still a master at certain things, but it's such a jack of all trades rod that I really, really like it. In that this is a rod that's going to stay in my arsenal forever. I don't ever anticipate getting rid of it. I do throw a lot of jerk baits, especially a lot of light jerk baits. I live in Wisconsin, and fishing in Wisconsin, you know, we fish a lot of finesse type applications, and so this rod is always going to have a purpose and always a spot in my arsenal. So I'll probably switch out the reel. Who knows? You know, I don't know if I'm really going to keep the Tatula. I have a lot of other spinning reels that I'm enjoying a little bit more so far, but who knows? I might keep that on the Megabass Orochi X10. But you know, like I said, is it worth the $399? That's really going to be for you to decide. I think for me, for what I use it for, I don't have a rod like this in my lineup, so I think this is worth it. The warranties on the Megabass are just the worst as well. I get that they do have a warranty, but you know, for $399, you're hoping that you get a little bit of a better warranty program with it. It works. It gets the job done. You know, if something were to happen, it would happen when you first use it, you know, in craftsmanship. So that's one of the things that, you know, in Megabass that I like is that, you know, at least the rods and the bills are really, really solid quality. But there has been some people that have talked about having some quality issues, and not so much the fin finish or the way it looks, but some of the other things like rod snapping, tips breaking. I haven't had that problem. I've put this rod through a lot of fish this year, and I've had it for the entire year, and I've fished it a ton, and I've casted all those different lures, and I haven't had any issues. It is very sensitive. The sensitivity falls in that $400 market. I think the value is there. So the sensitivity definitely is warranted the $400. And what they did with the material, organic fibers, is sweet. It's pretty cool. It's one of the first rods to ever do that of its kind, and I think they'll continue to do that because it kind of meets some type of, you know, Japan's goal of sustainable materials, I think. So it's really cool, and I think we're going to see more rods like this, and I really hope we do. Like I said, this is a really solid rod, I think, for the price point. Could it be cheaper? Yes, I think I'd like any rod to be cheaper, but it's a pretty solid rod for what you get out of it. So overall, I'm really, really impressed by this rod. I think that, you know, the $400 is a steep price point, but I think it's worth it if you find value out of it, and if you like the rod and you're trying to find something that kind of, you know, isn't available in the U.S. market because it is different. You know, all the models are tailored differently and fit differently too as well. So again, this is the Medusa. I like it for what it is. It's a really great rod in my arsenal. If you guys have any questions about it, feel free to drop a comment. If you guys have a run yourself, let me know how you like it. I'm curious to see what other models people are having that they really enjoy or don't enjoy, and I want to know why. Because I really think I'm going to pick up another model too as well, probably another spinning model. You know, but I have the Medusa here, and I really like it for what I use it for. And yeah, so if you guys can, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps support the channel. All the gear that I have on my channel that you see are all funded by me. Nobody's paying me to make these videos. Nobody is giving me any kind of monetary value. So I'm funding this entire channel by myself. I'm a huge avid angler. I love fishing, so I will continue to do it as best as I can. I can't get every rod or every model, but I give you guys my overall opinion on just one of the models here. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, hope you guys liked the rod, and if you guys have any questions about it, shoot me a comment, hit a like, hit a subscribe for me, and we'll see you guys on the next video.